Hey everybody, Edo here, and the good folks at Little Rocket Games have sent along a copy of Hens. Hens is live on Kickstarter now, and before I begin, I should note Little Rocket Games is based out of Italy, and they are actually publishing an Italian version of Herbaceous. So we do have some relationship, but I've also played I did a Kickstarter preview for another one of their small box games, and I have to say, I think this game is great. Like, more than just great. I mean, this is right up my alley. Like, the aesthetics of the hens, the hen cards, the look of the game here, just really gorgeous and fun hens, the theme, the complexity, like, from my perspective, it is just a fabulous filler, lightweight game that, like, in a different world, I could easily see Pencil First Games making, right? Like, this is absolutely within the realm and line of Pencil First Games nature games. It's that kind of game, and I really liked it. Super simple. Hey, we're collecting some hens, and there's going to be a pile of hens in the middle. There's different types of hens, and you remove some based on number of players and then their types, but you do that at the beginning. And there's a number at the top, then there's some metals and some eggs at the bottom, and then the different colors and hen types. Really easy to tell the difference between the colors because they all have big images of different types of hens. And they all have names, and it talks about the hens in the rule book and all that kind of thing. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to have a hand of 4 cards, and we are creating our coop or hen, I guess our coop in front of us, or our hen set or whatever, and we are going to be laying down hens, and I'll talk about it in a second, but we are going to be laying down hens and making a grid that's either 3x4 or 4x3 based on where and how we play them. So we're going to be building it out, and once everyone is done, there's going to be 12 cards, 12 down, a 3x4 or 4x3, whatever, and we score. So everyone has 4 cards, and on your turn, you draw 2 cards. First turn, there's, obviously going to be, not obvious, but you just draw from the top. But then you're going to play one, discard one. When you discard it to, like, your personal discard pile. The really neat thing is, as we're playing other players, say this is a 2-player game, just to make it simple here. I did that one. This player's discarded this. Like, let's just fast forward a little bit. We've been discarding whatever. I cannot pick up a discarded card that I discarded. However, I can pick up a discarded card from the other discard pile. So when I draw 2, I can draw from the middle, or I can draw from the discard pile, from the top. Really interesting. This is actually, in some ways, a light and less mathy Lost Cities. Like, if you're a big fan of Lost Cities, but you're like, oh, Kinesia, why so much math? Check this game out. Really. Like, this is like Herbaceous crossed with Lost Cities in a really positive way, in my opinion. So, you are collecting hens in front of you, and essentially there's some placement rules having to be like, if you place a hen, you can place a hen of the same type next to it with any number, but if it's of a different type, that number has to be lower than a different colored hen around it. Could be higher, but I'm like, either higher or lower, but I think it was lower. And so there's just some placement restrictions as you're trying to figure out and build your space. Super awesome. If you can't build because of these restrictions, you can always play a hen house face down. That's going to be worth -1 point at the end of the game, but for each one, but it lets you extend and build out differently. Then your biggest contiguous group of hens is your biggest flock or whatever, and you score those based on their eggs. And then halfway through the game, you'll play a rooster down on a group, and if it's not, and you will also score the rooster one. However, if your biggest is also the one you put your rooster in, you only score it once. So you sort of have to pick one that's not looking like it's going to be your biggest, and there is some tension where maybe you make a mistake there. Otherwise, metals just score points generally, so you're just thinking through it, and then that you will also reveal like an additional scoring bonus thing, which might give extra points for having a column with all 2 eggs, or this type of animal, or whatever, this type of bird. Another neat thing is there's like a bonus at the top, which is like a positive effect, but then at the bottom there's like a penalty effect. So you're like both trying to get the positive effect and the negative effect. So, and you know, it plays in like 15, 20 minutes, especially once you know what you're doing. Really interesting thought space, right? A lot of the Pencil First Game stuff is Steve Finn, and this wasn't designed by Steve Finn. I wonder if it says it on the box. It doesn't. So I'm not. I don't know the designer. At least I don't remember their name. However, very similar to Steve in that it's very simple, right? I've got 4 cards. I pick a card from the top or from a discard pile that's not mine, and I play one, and I discard one, right? So pick up 2, play 1, discard 1, right? But then the board requirements of the card laying makes these interesting decisions. Where to put the roosters, interesting decision. Whether or not I should put the interesting decision, then you score. And it goes really quick. So check out the rest of the Kickstarter, all the stuff they're doing. But for my tastes, I thought this was great. So, Hens. Hey everybody, Edo here. And thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist. League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks.